Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I junk journal and I slow stitch, and today we are slow stitching. Look, so in the week I did a little sort of tutorial of how to do a French knot, and I did all the French knots. In fact, really I haven't done all the French knots. I've got to do some here. I would say the flowers I think would look better as French knots, and around the outside some flowers as well. But I think we might do another sort of let's do a stitch day and do lazy daisies for the little leaves. I think that'll look, and they're just simple stitches. I don't know very many stitches, and that's what I do. So we'll do that later on in the week. But yeah, I just thought let's just, I'm enjoying it. So I've also added some green. You might have noticed, like kind of here. And I started putting in dark green, and then I've got like some similar green to the olive, so I'll add the olive in. And I think the big patch, I am just going to leave it the green of the print, just to sort of push it in the background really, and bring this sort of textured stuff to the front. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so I thought we would start on the delicate task of the little woven hat, and we'll see how far we get with it, and we'll see if I've kind of doubled up my thread. I'm wondering if it's too much, but it's quite a fine thread. Oh no, it'll be fine. I'm just going to go around the outside using a back stitch, which is where you put your needle in, you push it forward, pull it back out, so it's like half of a running stitch really there, and then we're just going to come back in. So just find where it is and come back in, and it'll make like a solid line of stitching. When you're doing like words and stuff, this is the best stitch to do that. So really what we're doing today is we're stitch painting, and that's really what we're doing on this. And it's been such a lovely piece to work on. It's like the right kind of size. It's something that I've explained before, like the kind of provenance of it. My grandmother-in-law, so my husband's grandma, out in Cape Town, when my daughter was 5, because she turned 5 in that trip. So it's 12 years ago. She's no longer with us, Mimi, but she was kind of de-stashing. I don't know if it was Swedish death cleaning or Afrikaans death cleaning. Kind of that sort of, I'm getting rid, and I've done too far there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on myself and then back again, because I want the stitches to all be about the same length. What was I saying about Mimi? I think, yeah, she was just sort of de-stashing, and so I came away with a few bits and pieces that she sort of gave, crafty bits. I've shown you the bag that she made, that she gave me. They're very precious pieces, kind of part of, well, my daughter's family history really. And this was one of the things in the little sort of bag of stuff she gave me, was this panel. And what I'd seen her do that like before on other trips, were like she would sit and sew something. So I thought, oh, I would start and do something similar, and then I kind of lost interest because my attention span sometimes is not the greatest. So I did this bit, and then I lost interest, and I think I've picked it up since. It kind of got put away, and then when I did my big sort out of the craft room, I found it again, and I was like, oh, so I should do something with that. And so I just pinned it onto my inspiration board, and it's been sat there for months and months. And then recently I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get it down, and I'm going to start stitching. So I think we made a little video where I did I did the hat and the shoes on this one, and now then I did the French knots, how to do French knots of various ways that you can see I'm not very consistent. Some of them are really untidy. I thought, oh, I might go back over and tidy those bits up. But then that's part of the story of it as well. And then this morning I just sort of was wondering, what am I going to do? And I sat and I finished the blue ones. I listened to one podcast, finishing the blue ones, and then another one, a history podcast. So that one was Gary's Economics. Go and watch him, tell your mum. And then this one was a history hit podcast. And then this one was just the news. So yeah, stitching. It was actually a really nice way to spend a Sunday morning, because that's just doing some stitching. Nothing serious. Well, some of the subjects in the podcast were quite serious, but I was just sat enjoying it. I was sat in my bedroom actually, enjoying the breeze. It's going to get warm again. Thinking about what we're going to do today. So it's my second day of annual leave, and I'm like, we're going to go out today. So we decided we're just going to do some pottering. I'm going to cook a Sunday dinner. I like the idea. We're very much homebodies. We used to. I think we've both travelled, me and my husband. And my daughter is still quite young. She's got her time to travel. We travelled a lot when we were younger. Separately and together. So we're not eager to go away on holiday breaks. We're not that way inclined. Which is absolutely fine. So I would like to go to the seaside. So I'm going to go and choose a town in my county of Suffolk. So I was thinking Aldeburgh. And then there's another one. I can't remember. Is it Wells next to the sea? No, I think it's called something else. I can't remember. I'm going to go on a map and have a look and choose one. And then we'll just pick a destination. And probably might be tomorrow. Or it might be later on in the week. We will just go. Now I need a bit of a plan, Linz. I think I'm going to go that way. And then we'll work our way back. So I want to make the waffly texture. I'm going to do that by sort of recreating it. We'll start. So I was chatting to my husband and we were like, what do we want to do? And I said, well, I want to go and see the seaside. There's some jobs we need to do. We need to tackle a few things. But we can do that as well. So I want to go to the seaside and I want to do some antiquing. But besides that, I'm quite easygoing really about what we do. Might go into town a few times. I never really go into my town. It's a little market town that has a lot of race horses. It's where the national stud is in the UK. I could go to the racehorse museum. Never been to the racehorse museum. There we go. That might be something we do. I know when it's not my annual leave, the kind of the first week in September, there's a massive antiques fair, and we've said that we will go to that. And I will save some pennies to spend there because there will be lots of antique slow stitch and junk journal supplies to be had. That may be overinflated. I'll have to be very choosy. And remember, I can get 30 postcards for £1 from Risley Burns. Definitely have a Risley Burns trip in me. And it's got a nice cafe, Risley Burns, that has like gluten and dairy free stuff, so my husband can have something to eat because he's gluten and dairy free. I've already gone off track. It's not going to be perfect. I don't mind. I think that's one of the great things about this kind of stitching, is that there's not any rules to it. Like with embroidery and stuff, there are rules about how you should do things and how things should be done. And I don't know. I think it's the inner Gen X in me is like, yeah, I'm not really bothered about those rules. And that's why I resonate with this stuff. Kind of gently subversive to stuff like that. And I'm all for that. So yeah, nice and relaxed. And that's okay. So, recharging our batteries. How do you recharge your batteries? I think sometimes I like to sit and do nothing. We have like jokes at work about sort of perimenopausal stare, like where you just sort of stare at the ceiling because your brain's gone a bit vacant. There's a lot of that happens. I've been having a look at my books downstairs just to sort of inspire me. I've actually not been looking at craft books. I've got quite a lot of interior books that are sort of making the most out of like buying budget and secondhand basically, and looking at ways that you can style things. And I've got quite a few nice pieces that we've acquired from a number of places, like the side of the road. Cambridge is very good for the side of the road when it comes to furniture. Now I'm just going the opposite way to sort of make a little crosshatch. It's not really, because I'm not going to be as fine as that. It's kind of just an impression that it's a woven thing. That's all I'm interested in. It's just the impression of it. So yeah, Cambridge is really good just for finding things on the side of the road. So that's been a number of like pieces of furniture from the side of the road, or from there used to be a Facebook group, but the guy shut it down, called Life is a Gift. Oh, that was such a good Facebook group when we lived in Cambridge. So you would gift things, but you would also receive gifts. So you would sort of kind of say, oh, I would like that. And then another time you may offer stuff. So I've like, Christmas we helped a single mum out with all my daughter's old toys. She didn't have any Christmas presents. And I had like rolls of parcel paper. Is it called wrapping paper? That, you know, were Disney princess and stuff like that. We'd gone out of that phase. And a whole cupboard full of toys that were no longer played with. So we had a sort out. And some little girls got a Christmas. And we got space in cupboards. So it was that sort of a group. But from that group, we have got, so like we've given washing machines, but then we've also got a fridge freezer for free, like a really good branded one. And we get, like I said, we gave a washing machine. Wardrobes. So my wardrobe, which is a cupboard, I'd actually like to put it in here and want to find a replacement, something similar age. And it's all the same age as this house, actually, most of it. So it really suits my bedroom furniture. Bar one cupboard is all of a similar age to the house. And my bed, obviously, my bed's new-ish. And it just settles. It feels the right thing to have in the house. Like the house approves of it. There we are. We're going in the opposite direction. There's a little bit of a colour there, and I'm considering. I think I'm just going to go over that colour. I kind of understand why it's there, but I've decided I don't want it, so I'm going to go over it and cover it up. bit as well, and then we'll go and do the top bit. I'm just going to use my yellow today. So we're up to 15 minutes in and we've just done the brim. It's slow stitch. It's slow. So we might even just do the hat. I don't want to keep you forever. And then what I will do is I'll carry on and finish off the little bits of yellow and just use them like as highlight, or I might choose a different colour actually. Let's do the hat and then let's at least start on a different colour, because the colour palette has been very limited. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colours, and I've added more already, so I think that'll be fine to swap the yellow out for another, like a brown or something, or a paler brown and then a darker brown instead of this red. We'll do that. We will do that. You can see that my back is very messy. I like it though. So, but it's just about relaxing, and that's what I love about slow stitch. It's not fast. It's not in a hurry. I would always choose to do something with a needle and thread. Other than that, I've got 2 sewing machines. I think I've said this before. Like, my mum is a seamstress on a machine. She can whiz up anything on a machine, and I know how to use a machine. I just choose not to. So that's just not my way. So we're just gonna go put some lines one way, put some lines the other. It looks like it's woven. Maybe a bit of cloth around as you go. I'm still thinking about what to do with this panel when it's finished. I don't know whether to frame it actually, just because I think it's really cute. It's very, very Jane Austen-y. And I've like sort of colouring it in, and it's almost been like paint by numbers, but sort of thread by numbers. I remember having a tapestry. I think it might have been in my late teens or early 20s, and I had a tapestry in a frame. I think somebody must have given it to us, and I've lost it. I don't know where the thing is that I did, but I really enjoyed it, and it was one of those sort of colour, you know, like it was printed and then you sort of filled it in with the stitches, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's very soothing. It's kind of one of those things that would calm your nervous system because it's sort of repetitive. There's not a lot of decision fatigue you're going to get from it. It's kind of is what it is. Not racking my brains thinking what should I do next. And it's also not very prescriptive other than the colours, but you can change your mind, you can change the colour, but the suggestion's still there. I like that too. So we've gone one way, now we're going to go the other. And there might well be a stitch I could be doing, but I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in making, I'm interested in colouring in the picture. That's basically what I'm doing. And that's why it's stitch painting. Just sort of colouring it in. I'm really happy with it. No, I did see my thimble somewhere, in case I need it. Did I, or did I not? I've sort of done a semi-tidy up of my desk again, because it's a constant, painting the fourth bridge. And I put some things in baskets. And I'm sure one of these baskets has a thimble in it. Okay, I'll find it later. I'll manage for now. am I doing? I'm going in here that way, aren't I? That's what I'm doing. Kind of wanting to fill the gaps in so it just looks like a solid weave. Oh yeah, I like that. That one did well. So yeah, it's going to be a nice few days. So I'm going back the day after Bank Holiday Monday, which is a week tomorrow. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I've got friends coming up that weekend. It's going to be alright. It is indeed. And now I'm going to go quiet. Think about going to the seaside. Oh, what's happening? So I picked some thread up. I was thinking, that's feeling strange. That's alright. I think we're nearly there. It looks like a woven basket. Straw hat. A few more stitches and then we'll be done. Just got that way for that one. Last stitch. So who do you think these three are? I was thinking, because I thought, oh, is it Pride and Prejudice? Is that Jane Bennett? And that's perhaps two of her sisters. But then I thought, it could be, because if she stood up, she would be a lot taller than her. So I'm thinking that this is Eleanor, Margaret, and Marianne. Yeah. So Eleanor, Margaret, Marianne. She's upset about Willoughby. Could be anybody really, couldn't it? I don't know what I feel about this Netflix Pride and Prejudice. But then it makes me feel old that I'm saying that. But I haven't even, I think I got a little bit into the Netflix Persuasion Dewberry What's It, and it was so bad. So bad. Right. On to more positive things. Let's look at some browns. And then we'll get at least started on a little bit of a plan. I've got quite a few browns in this little lot, but I can go and hunt for browns in more. I think there's enough tonal difference. Those two are quite similar. That one's a bit darker. That one's quite red, isn't it? Shall we? I think it's these two. Okay, so let's have this one as the paler highlight. That one can cover the red, and then I might go and see if I have, perhaps not now, but when I'm away, like a wheaty colour, like a creamy colour, but there's a wheaty creamy colour. Yeah, I know what I mean. I will show you when I've done it. So yeah, I'm going to keep that green, the print, and just, we've got the dark kind of highlight there. I'm going to use this dark to go and put some more dark marks in, and then I might put some more of these marks in just to bring and make this really lush, this forefronty bit. And then we've got some colours. I might have to go and hunt all my pinks out, because I kind of like this corally pink for her dress. So I want those to be a different colour, and there's some flowers here and some flowers here. I want them to be a different colour. I might turn them purple actually, because I can do that. I might turn them purple, make them a little bit purple or bright red. If they were bright red like poppies. Poppies. Okay, poppies. Look a bit bright red. Alright then, where did I put my needle? There it is it? No, it's here. Now, what did we say? We said that colour. Which again, it's a vintage thread, but it's quite an old thread. It's not... Oh, it's made in the EC, so there you go. When did the EC turn into the EU? Well, it was the it was ECC, and then the EC, and then it became the EU. So it's pre-EU. There you go. I've noticed a little robin. Should we have a robin? Oh, it would be too big. It would be too big. I'm doubling it over so it becomes like a 4-stranded cotton, which is just a little bit thicker, and it's not as thick as like the whole embroidery floss. And I cannot be doing with sort of separating embroidery floss, especially when I've got all this vintage stuff. So we will go with this. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the middle bit first. Well, because that seems like a nice, decent patch to do. And then she sat on something. And again, I'm using that sort of back stitch to create solid lines. It's so relaxing. There is building work happening, but it's quieter building work. If the building work wasn't, I think we have reflected that it's kind of, we haven't used the garden, and the garden is in disarray because we haven't used it, because of the noise really. And it's completely understandable. Like I said before, people have to, you know, do what they need to do. It's just a little bit sad. It's just been so noisy. Yesterday I struggled. I wanted to make and I did manage to make some videos, but I wanted to sort of have a filming day, and I think that's basically how I want to manage things going ahead, is that I have like short bursts of filming days doing a variety of things, and then kind of schedule it. I'm still learning, but I just was frustrated because of the level of the noise. And it was sort of, they put the power, it's not like this at all now because it's quiet, actually, it sounds really quiet. But they had power tools on, like really loud saws and things. And they put their local radio on and they turned it up so that they could hear it above the power tools. But it was turned up so high that, you know, when you get sort of a warble, you know, like Is it disturbance? That's not the right word, is it? I don't know. It's just that the sound is all distorted. That's the word, distorted. Because it's been turned up too high and the speakers can't handle it. So we had that. I was like, no, I can handle the power tools. I can't handle the distorted radio. I think it was about 2 hours, and then somebody must have seen sense and turned it off. Either that, or the next door neighbours on the other side complained. I don't know. I kind of don't want to be a complainer, because I want to get on with them once they are properly sorted out, because I'm just sort of seeing it as temporary, because they're not noisy when they're in the house, so like they're not playing loud music or anything. There we go, just a little touch. Now I'll come here, then we'll go down on the bottom. I think it must have been screen printed. I don't know how it was printed, really. Somebody did mention a name of a designer that it looked like in one of the comments. I think it was for the French knot. So I was thinking, what can I do this for a title? Because I think it's easy stitch painting. Because that is essentially what we're doing. There we go. So yeah, Miles is going to go shopping in a little while. I've given him a list. Aren't those notes that you can share between phones really handy for things like shopping lists? I don't like looking at computer screens, but I tell you what, they're quite handy sometimes. Well, they're quite handy a lot of the time, that's why. I started a new junk journal series where I'm taking like recycling and making an art journal out of it. I'm really enjoying that. And I feel like, I've said this before, but there's so much sort of, what's the word I would say, resonance between the two. Like that kind of like one thing is definitely linked to the other. So the note, I think it's collage. It's the notion of collage, of artist expression, using found materials. All very similar things between slow stitch and junk journalers. And that's why I'm never surprised when like you find out that one does the other. And I've said before, like slow stitching has been my original craft really that I would reach for. Put a little bit more. Yes, I like that. The brown looks better than the yellow. So yeah, I think the next video for this will be those lazy daisy leaves, and I will alternate between like the outside. I think we might do like a blanket stitch. I want to do a sort of stitch around here, but I was thinking I might do a blanket stitch around the outside of it. It's got like a fusible wadding to it. So it was obviously designed, there was intention to it, that it was going to be used for something, and it just never got made into anything. So let's give it its destiny. Oh, we could go to Emmaus. what I'll do is I'll try and take some film of if I go out and about and if it's crafty. I'm not going to take video of us going to the seaside because, you know, there's seaside all over the world. But yeah, the antiques places and stuff might be interesting for you. Let me know in the comments. So there we go. Where are we up to time-wise? I think it's a good place to pause. Like I said, we'll do next video. We will do something with the lazy daisies, but make them leaves. Yeah. I have to choose a green to do that. And that's why I need to choose a green that would be there, so it's like there's a bit of, so it's not all the same green. I think we'll do that bright green for the leaves, and then this could be a different dull green, or it could be the dark green. Yeah. But we will do that. So I'll probably do some more French knots for the flowers, and I'll do the French knots there. But the next video that you'll be joining me with is going to be Lazy Daisy. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I will talk to you next time. Do all the YouTubey things that help my little channel grow. Subscribe if you've managed to stay this long. Hit that little bell. That little bell's important because sometimes, you know, I post things on the post thing, or yeah, just keeps you in the loop. And like and comment. Alright everyone, I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.